Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on here to the latest forecast update. It is Monday, the 18th of May, 2015, and it's been a rainy weekend, but nothing we couldn't handle. Some beneficial rain. A little bit of lingering shower still around the area, but you notice some clearing off to our west starting to work its way toward us. And of course, that's a good thing. That clearing will eventually move in here during the overnight hours. The front will pass. All will be well, and we'll put an end to the rain, and some much more pleasant temperatures are on the way. We are sponsored today by Welps Farm and Greenhouse, located in Birdseye, Indiana. Folks, it is garden planting season. WelpsFarmandGreenhouse.com. You can learn about everything that you could possibly need there. 326-2709 is their phone number. Located there in Birdseye, Indiana, for all of your home gardening needs, annuals, perennials, herbs, vegetables, trees, fruits, shrubs, lawn seed, fescue, you name it, all kinds of hard-to-find farm toys and gifts and canning supplies, other things, folks. Visit them on the web, WelpsFarmandGreenhouse.com. Visit them 7907 East State Road 64 in Birdseye. And, of course, be sure to tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. Future radar tonight, again, let's just quickly go through this, and you can see not a whole lot of activity tonight, just some spotty stuff this afternoon. That passes, and out to our west we see, there's the cold front, by the way, and you can see a line of showers really just sort of develops along that cold front and then starts to push through. By the time dark comes tonight, though, it's all getting pretty much done, and Tuesday looks like a very nice day, precipitation-free, much cooler behind that cold front as well. Then the next system moves our way for Wednesday. High-res NAM wants to give us a pretty decent chance of some shower activity on Wednesday. GFS, as we'll see in a second, not exactly that aggressive, but Wednesday would be our next chance of rain. Let's just widen it out and look at the surface map, give you an idea of what we're going to go through this week. There's that cold front out to our west. By the time tonight comes, you can see that cold front moves through and then it is gone. High pressure will take over there, at least for tomorrow, but then we have the next system sort of moving out to our west and could bring a little bit of shower activity with it, so that by the time you get here into early on the morning on Thursday, that's pretty much gone, though, and high pressure takes over. And look at this, though, we got another system starting to move out our way, though, as you head into the weekend, which will bring the next rain chances. All right, let's talk about it on the GFS. Give you an idea what's going on. There's the rain that moves out tonight. We clear out. There's the next system out to our west. Come Wednesday afternoon, late into the afternoon and evening, high-res NAM has a good chance of rain. You notice here the GFS just really breaks it up over us. Doesn't give us an aggressive chance at all. So we split the difference, and I went with a 50% chance in my updated 10-day. Not a huge chance, but we'll continue to monitor that, and we'll see how that goes. Nonetheless, very active weather pattern setting in. High pressure sits up for at least a couple of days. By the time Sunday comes, though, we've got another storm system that starts to move to our move in. A warm front lifts to our north. It'll bring some rain with it before the cold front finally comes through, and it looks like another series of wet days where Sunday, Monday, and then even into Tuesday looking pretty wet right now before that eventually starts to pass. And then, of course, on its heels just a couple of days later, more rain moving in, and on its heels you see more rain moving in. So again, it's just a very active weather pattern that sort of sets up over the next 16 days. So, you know, it's good to see a little bit of rain again. It's hard to think that, you know, with the major flooding issues that we had just a month ago, we actually dried out pretty decent. You know, temperatures warmed up into the 80s, and with that wind blowing and that hot early already, you know, we really dried the top layer of the soil up. But thankfully, we've had a little bit of rain over the past few days. We got about 1.25 inches here at the Southern Indiana Weather Office, and a little bit more than that in other portions of the state around Southern Indiana. So very beneficial. As far as precipitation-wise, again, you see an active weather pattern setting up. Just looking over the next 10 days, though, here's what the GFS says for us as far as precipitation, and gives us, you know, a good 2.5 inch area-wide rain over the next 10 days. So again, that's beneficial as long as it doesn't come all at once. That's not a bad thing by any means. We will most certainly take it. Now, how about temperatures? Because as I said, we've got a brief reprieve coming from this, and of course this is a very good thing. Temperatures look very pleasant. Watch this. Show you the 16-day temperature spread here from the GFS ensembles. 81 there on Monday. That's what it forecasted for us today. We may still reach up a little bit past that, but it's been kind of a cloudy, soggy day, so we've stayed in the low to mid 70s. Of across the area. With that clearing working into our west, it's possible we might get up into the upper 70s though, at least. But once a cold front moves through tonight, look at this. It only takes us to 71 tomorrow and then 70 Wednesday. Actually, and this is on the high side of the numbers, the European and the regular GFS are coming in into the upper 60s and mid 60s. For us, so that's this is a little bit inflated on the warm side from the way things look, but still very pleasant temperatures and below normal for a change. We've been above normal for the past well, several days here that we have been in the 80s. About 75, roughly right around there, is where we should be this time of the year. It looks like we're going to struggle to make it out of the 60s at least the next couple of days. 80s will return though as the warm front lifts north of us next weekend, and then you've got some 80s returning through here as far as the eye can see. We'll keep an eye on that and see if we get any reprieve from it, but at least we get a brief cool down from it. By the way, this is the long advertised cool down I mentioned about a week and a half ago. The typhoon that was brewing out in the Pacific should bring us a pretty major cool down for a few days, and here it comes, just like I said about a week and a half ago, that in about 6 to 10 days from then we would see it, and now we are. So there it is coming. Not seeing anything major brewing in the pipes right now, but we'll keep you updated. There's always a chance that something could brew up again and cause us to go down. So it's nice. Just enjoy the reprieve this week, though, folks. But if you have plans for Memorial Weekend, the early look at this point does look wet. Unfortunately, that's just the way things look. 10-day forecast, go to southernindianaweather.com and get this. Some showers will diminish during the overnight hours. In fact, those are pretty much out of here by dark, and it looks like we go more of a partly cloudy sky overnight. Mostly sunny to maybe a few clouds at times tomorrow during the afternoon, but hey, only 68 for a high, 5 to 8 or 9 degrees below normal, and we'll certainly take that after what we've said. Going down into the 40s, though, on Tuesday night. Look at that. Wednesday, some rain. I say an isolated shower, but I actually upped the chance on that to a 50%, which would not be isolated by any means. Splitting the difference there between the GFS, I'll have to go back and change that wording, but it does look like a GFS would give us an isolated chance. Again, scattered chances there along the high-res NAM, so we'll just sort of split the difference. A little bit of rain possible there, but still in the 60s again on Thursday. We warm up to 72 all the way by Friday. That's not bad, but by the time you head into the weekend, again, you're hitting the 80s with those rain chances starting to move back into the forecast. So, again, we'll keep this updated over the week, and we'll see how your Memorial Day weekend shapes up. But right now, if you have grilling plans and outdoor party plans, it looks like we're going to have to be fighting the rain again. So just keep that aware. All right, folks, that is it for Southern Indiana weather. I am meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, folks, and we'll see you next time.